And in the main event, the kid said afterwards, I don't want to be an average fighter.
He looked like...
He said, I want to be a legend.
He looked like a veteran.
He looks... that was downright special.
Ben Rodriguez, my goodness, is that kid.
Could you whoop him?
Could I? No, hell no.
He 118, 115.
No, he would break me down in a matter of seconds.
Madden?
In a matter of
At
seconds.
Madden, Carson? Could you
Carson, I got Carson going.
You slippery, Carson. You slippery.
Yeah.
He's gonna drop me. I'm gonna be slipping on the ground. But he's unbelievable.
18, 19.
He's
21.
Oh, he made it 20.
22.
Yeah.
I didn't think he
Youngest
was
champ in boxing.
Yeah, won his championship at 21.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah. 2 weeks before he turned 22.
During the second round, the first person that came to my mind was Mikey Garcia. And I had to analyze. I was like, did Mikey come to my mind because they showed him in the back room? Did Mikey come to my mind because the Garcias are training him? He reminds me, remember early on when you fell in love with my man.
Let's go. Keep going. Yeah,
Extremely proficient.
yeah.
Bam, extremely proficient.
Like Mikey. Yeah.
Like unbelievably at 21 years old, proficient in the sport of boxing, like years beyond his age.
Yeah. Got me.
And so I was like, in the second round, I was just like, he reminds me of Mikey Garcia. No, he doesn't have the same style. No, he doesn't. But they both, when Mikey was younger, was very proficient. And I just
waste shots.
So as the fight's going, I revisited it again. I'm like, he's not wasting any shots. He's very accurate. His timing. Like, remember Mikey's time? The time. I mean, I was like
it was yesterday.
I was like, forget it. I'm gonna write it down. Mikey Garcia is
Those
who he reminds me of. But a lot like they do in football, where when the draft is coming, they're comparing. I think that the comparison of Bam to Danny is very justifiable.
Mikey.
What did I say?
Danny,
excuse me.
coming soon.
The comparison between those two, I personally do think is very fair.
Well, so the other comparison they make to him, which I rejected initially on this very podcast, when he fought, before he even fought Quadras, they were comparing him to Lomachenko on the broadcast. Mm-hmm. They mentioned it almost every round. I think that was what I was more turned off by, is they're like, kind of looks like Lomachenko, huh? Look, the Matrix right there. And then when he fought Quadras, I was like, yeah, I could see it. He just hit just those pivots off to the side, those slight movements that he makes.
I think he could be better than Lomachenko.
I think so too.
Let me.
Too.
Ooh, I love to hear you say that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is. I mean, you watched that fight yesterday. Let's look at it on just face value. You have the champion, 22 years old, second fight at this division after moving up 2 divisions. Mm-hmm. He's fighting the Rat King, Rungvisai.
Durable guy.
He's one of the maybe the hardest puncher in the division, and nobody wants to fight him. Yeah. But he's fought everyone. He's beat Chocolatito twice, stopped him once, and he made him look like
easy work.
Any other fighter. Yeah. He just dismantled him.
Let me tell you how good Bam is. Bam is so good that after probably 6 rounds, I knew how the fight was going to go.
Yeah,
I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
It was
like watching him
in a lot of ways.
Painter, like
in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, it was one-sided.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, it was one-sided, and there's times where I'm hoping that the guy I'm always rooting for the underdog. When I turn on a basketball game and it's 62-61, I don't care who's
you were rooting for Rungvisai.
It's 61. I'm always rooting for this. I'm making a point.
All right.
With this fight with Bam, I didn't care what the Rat King was gonna do. I was like, I'm intrigued. I'm entertained. I like this kid.
What can't you do?
And 12-round fight, 6 rounds, I'm done. I'm good. I can talk about this tomorrow. I don't need to watch the rest. I continue to watch it because the kid is that good.
Hey, what's so scary? Not scary for us. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
I kept watching it like, this dude's a baby and looked like a veteran. He was giving him the work.
Yeah.
He knew everything to do. He had the veteran mindset, and he's still young, so he can still do it all.
Yeah, yeah.
And you saw different things from, you saw his movement early on where he's hitting him with these shots, and Rungvisai's feet aren't the best, so he's just dancing around him, pot shotting him, and then he's letting his hands go with these combinations. And again, like I said earlier, what can't you do?
Yeah.
He's got power. He's got speed. His footwork is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's with a hell of a team. The Garcias are a hell of a team.
Hell of a trainer.
From the dad to Robert's son to Mike. I think Mikey's helping out in camp now. They got a hell of a team.
What do you think, Zittel? Give us the Bam.
Come on, man.
Just to say, like you said, what can't he do? Piston jab.
Yeah.
Busy piston jab, doubling it up sometimes. Body shots, straight left. Then once he hurt him and he started lowering the boom and putting more power on it and, looping the shot to get more power on it, he would pivot over and hit him with a right hook. He'd walk him into the right hook. He'd throw the right hook off the 1-2.
He hit.
He put on a masterpiece. He put on as great a performance as I've seen in a long time.
A different package, but the only other guy that reminds me of Bam right now is Shakur, in the sense that mistake free is in the sport of boxing. I'm telling you, being mistake free through the course of a 12-round fight is very, very difficult. And both of those guys fight mistake free. And at 22 years old, when you're mistake free, the sky's the limit for this kid.
I think if all of this was said, and we were talking about a 26, 27-year-old fighter, it's still great. You're like, great
for sure.
But then you factor in he's 22 years old.
Yeah.
And he's in a division that's not his division.
Yeah.
He came up and fought Quadras on a week's notice.
Yeah.
And then he fights his first defense
Yeah.
against one of the hardest punchers in the division. You can't say anything. You can't say enough about it.
It was the 17th anniversary of Mayweather Gotti yesterday.
What about Porter?
Porter Thurman as well.
Porter Thurman
6
as
years?
well, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of the great
He still
fights.
feel the ass whooping.
That was one of the great fights of the new millennium.
Yeah.
Porter Thurman. But
So Gotti and Mayweather.
But Gotti Mayweather has rarely if ever duplicated.
Yeah.
And he had a Gotti Mayweather kind of performance last night. He was doing so good. When great basketball players, they do these great crossovers, sometimes it makes you fall back in your chair and go, oh my God.
Yeah.
He was doing that to me for all 8 rounds.
That's what's up.
There was some pivots he was hitting. I was, oh my God,
Yeah.
this kid is fucking cold.
and I'm the pivot guy. I'm like Ryan Clark, the pivot.
He's like
Right,
one of those guys that you want to show to casuals.
Go on.
Like, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
You need to watch this guy's next.
Yeah, I literally said on Instagram, I posted the highlights and I said, if you don't know, he's gonna be one of the best fighters in boxing. And it's not gonna be very far off.
Man, he
Cole,
looks so
show the end real quick. The very end of the fight.
He looked like he's
Look at this right here.
Also, I was so happy.
There's so many fighters that was stopped because they didn't get the clean
Robert
shots in.
Garcia.
No, that's not what we're looking at.
Yeah, but watch.
What did he do?
Robert-
He punched him?
No, he rolls his ankle a little bit when he comes in. Watch.
I'm not gonna let you highlight
no,
that.
I wanna see it.
I'm not gonna let you
Left
highlight
ankle,
this.
right ankle.
this
Left ankle,
BS.
right ankle.
He said-
left ankle. Oh, he crossed
He was
himself.
trying to find him. He was trying to find him. One more time.
childish.
He was trying to find him. Because I got a point to make, man. One more time. Look, he's not letting off. And then right here, it's over.
Yeah.
He knew what he wanted. He closed the show.
Yes.
Their fight. Nobody does that.
Right.
22.
right.
That's what's impressive.
Here's what's been impressive about it. When you're 22 and you know what you want and you know how to get it, and you know how, and you know what to do. There's a disconnect in it, and it's our maturity that doesn't allow us to do the things that we need to do or get them done how they're supposed to get done. Blah 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 blah. The maturity of this young man to know that it's the 12th round and I have an opportunity to do what no one has been able to do.
8th round.
8th round.
Oh, excuse me, 8th round. And I have an opportunity to do what nobody is able to has been able to do. And then he went for it. Yeah. When I saw him drop down, I had actually been in that position before where I was like, it's over. And I did it. And I was like, yo, we got to show that. We have to show the passion that this kid has for everything that he's willing to do and got him where he wanted to go. The passion ends right there where he drops down and it's over. I've done it. You know what I mean?
I would have said take a knee, don't be a hero, but I said that was for chocolate. that was for Chocolatito.
That's a young man who's completely fulfilled in that moment.
Yeah.
That's why, Mayweather in his 50 fights he won, there was only a select few where he had that kind of emotional reaction to it. And it was after his best performances, knocking out Hatton, knocking out Gotti. And Robert coming in like that, Robert's a different trainer when he has that kind of chemistry and bond with his fighters. Because he's such a good trainer, he's had a lot of guys sent his way who are mid-career already. But I think Robert goes to a different level when he has a certain kind of chemistry with the guy, like he did with Maidana, like he did with Mikey, like he did with him. We'll see if that's the case with Joshua. And then lastly, this kid has all the opponents in front of him to become one of the all-time greats pound for pound. Ioka, Junto Nakatani down at 112, but Chocolatito is the passing of the torch fight. He will win that fight, in my opinion, and that will be a passing of the torch moment from one great to the next great.
I know we got guests.
Yeah.
Is he in his prime already?
No, not yet.
Damn, that's scary.
No, not yet.